The news this morning, Information Commissioner Adinoba reiterates need for caution in the use of internet to distribute false information. As Muslims mark Eid al-Fitr celebration, religious leaders harp on promotion of peace, unity and love. Presidential Task Force on Apapa Gridlock releases operational guidelines, cautions against disobeying procedures. 4 killed as lone gunman opens fire in an Australian city. Good morning and welcome to the news. We do apologize for beginning behind schedule. Nnewi Catholic Diocese has joined the rest of the world in marking the World Communications Day with special discussion program on the Pope's message for the year. The event commenced with a pontifical Holy Mass presided over by the Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Nnewi, Most Reverend Hilary Paul Odile, at St. Mary's Cathedral, Nnewi. A correspondent, Valentine Mbadoga, has the rest of the story.
Reflecting on the message of Pope Francis for the 2019 World Communications Day, Most Reverend Odile, through the Vicar General of the Diocese, Very Reverend Monsignor Patrick Ezobata, called on Christians to recognize themselves as members of one body whose head is Christ. The Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. Sidon Adinoba, while delivering a keynote address, underscored the absence of gatekeepers in the social media as what result to its abuse. Mr. Adinoba noted that the advent of internet is a blessing to humanity through its numerous advantages, including making the world a global village, and appealed to the users to help in achieving the purpose of its invention.
I'm a great believer in press freedom and in public access to information as a right, as a fundamental right.
On his part, the Auxiliary Bishop of Onitsha Archdiocese, Bishop Dennis Isizo, who was represented by Reverend Father Innocent Udolisa, stressed the need for Christians to affirm the interpersonal nature of humanity and consider the importance of promoting human values, which includes love for life, justice and fairness, freedom, equity, amongst others. The 2019 World Communications Day, which is the 53rd in its series, has its theme as "We are members of one another, from the social media to human community," drawn from the scriptural passage of Ephesians 4, verse 25, and featured
A bill for the amendment of Anambra State Governor's Pension Law 2005 has scaled first reading at the Anambra State House of Assembly. The executive bill passed for first reading during yesterday's plenary. The majority leader of the House, Chief Victor Okoye, who presented the bill to the House, explained that it seeks to increase the monthly pension of former governors and deputy governors of the state. Also at plenary, the House adopted and passed the audited financial report of the Anambra State government and the 21 local government areas in the state for the year 2017. Speaking before the report was passed, the Chairman, House Committee on Public Accounts, Honorable Charles Ezani, explained that after thorough scrutinization of the report by his committee, it considered it fair and credible, adding that when Governor Willie Obiano approves it, it will fast-track the development of the state. Muslim faithful have been urged to always pray for peace and unity of the country. The leader of the Hausa community in Anambra State, Alhaji Garba Haruna, gave the charge during this year's Eid al-Fitr celebration in Oka. Chibuzo Okoye and Chibuzo Obidike fight this report.
Speaking after the morning prayer to mark the celebration, Alhaji Haruna, who said that the celebration is to mark the end of fasting in the month of Ramadan, urged Muslims in the state and Nigeria at large to continue to show love to one another, be tolerant, and prayed fervently for the leaders of Nigeria.
To the Muslim Ummah in Anambra State, I wanted to help this our humble governor, Dr. Willie Obiano, that his good work is doing in Anambra State. That's why we are here. We are living in peace. We Muslims in Anambra State, we don't have any another place to lay our hand than this particular Anambra. And inshallah, we are going to help him to continue doing the good work that he's doing.
The Southeast Chairman, Meiti Allah, Cattle Breeders Association, Alhaji Jidadu Sadiq, and Special Assistant to the Governor on Muslim Affairs, Alhaji Musa Bello Sherink, urged Muslims to use the celebration to show love, eschew anything that will breed rancor and unrest in the country, and prayed for Governor Willie Obiano and President Muhammadu Buhari for them to excel in their administrations.
My advice to the authority and the people of Nigeria is that we should carry ourselves together. We have to work together. We have to synergize and we have to tolerate each other. What is happening in other states, like I was saying, in Zamfara and other places in Nigeria, about banditry, Boko Haram and other things, is, first of all, I know some of them are the negligences of the grassroots. You know,
people that are living Muslim Ummah in Anambra community. We want us, let us unite ourselves, just follow the rules and regulations of the state, cooperate with the government because of the governor cooperate with us, give us so many chances, so many opportunities that now we are feeling like we are in our hometowns.
We say congratulations to our Muslim brothers there. The Amansi Development Union ADU in Oka North Council area has inaugurated a new executive to pilot the affairs of the community for the next 3 years, with Chief Celestine Mweze as President General. The event, which took place at the Civic Center of the town, constructed through the 20 million naira Community Choosy Project initiative of the Obiano-led administration, witnessed the presence of leaders of thought in the community, including Ndiozo, members of Amansi Palace Cabinet, Amansi Consultative Council, as well as other community members. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo was there and our reports.
The new executive were chosen by members of Amansi community during an election organized by the ADU leadership on the 22nd April 2019 to decide who takes over the mantle of leadership from the outgoing executive under the leadership of also Gabriel Okonkwo. In his handover speech, the outgoing President General of the community, also Gabriel Okonkwo, who enumerated some of his achievements for the community during his tenure in education and infrastructural sectors, as well as in enthronement of peace in the community, encouraged the successor to continue the fight for greater Amansi community.
That to benefit Amansi, we have numerous things that will benefit Amansi. Start immediately, because the giant will not try to Anambra is a beautiful place, but a difficult place. But I know.
In an admonition, the parish priest of St. Anthony's Catholic Church, Amansi, Reverend Father Sylvester Dunu, advised the incoming PG to use his new position to render selfless services for his people and to see the welfare of the subjects as paramount aspects of his agenda, praying for God's wisdom on him to lead the community aright.
Iji umeala wee kpọkọnọta mmadụ niile. Iji umeala na obi ndidi wee kpọkọnọta mmadụ niile.
Speaking, some leaders of thought in the community, including Chief Chukwuma Anibogu, Dr. Anero Biokoye, Chiefs Mike Ekunife, Festus Abata, lauded the outgoing PG on good leadership style exhibited throughout his tenure, which they noted really favored the community in all ramifications. Responding, the new President General, Chief
Away now from state stories, the Presidential Task Force on the Restoration of Law and Order in Apapa Ports area in Lagos has unveiled its operational guidelines. The guidelines, as contained in a paper made available to stakeholders at a meeting held in Lagos, stipulates continuous stakeholders' engagement as one of the critical strategies. Others are the deployment of effective and efficient traffic management system for the control of cargo and fuel distributions and business district traffic within the entire port area. The use of dedicated truck parks at NPA Le Pont Terminal as temporary holding bays and the deployment of a revised effective empty container return management policy. Additionally, the provision and strict adherence to a newly developed NPA standard operating procedures on port truck clearance procedures incorporating the temporary manual call-up system for empty containers. Export containers and other port truck operations and vehicular movements are included in the operational guidelines. The Vice Chairman of the task force, Mr. Kayode Obeifa, called on stakeholders to comply with the new directives. He expressed confidence in the task force readiness to punish any truck driver that violated the order. Now, the Catholic Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Paulinus Ezo Kafo, has advocated proper marriage course before engaging in the sacrament of matrimony. Most Reverend Ezo Kafo stated this at St. Joseph's Pro Cathedral Parish, Ekulobia, during a pontifical high mass to mark the Silver Jubilee wedding anniversary of Mary Rose Chinenye and Emmanuel Chika Okonkwo. A religious correspondent, Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, has details of that report.
The Pontifical High Mass, presided over by Most Reverend Ezo Kafo, saw the religious, family members, friends and well-wishers gather to felicitate with Chinenye and Emmanuel in a homily to mark the Silver Jubilee. Most Reverend Ezo Kafo said it is a thing of joy for couples who made a right choice, as they will understand, tolerate, and have patience for each other, which they will use to build a godly home. Most Reverend Ezo Kafo noted that the couple live in love and unity, hence the celebration, lamenting increase of challenges in marriage ranging from divorce, same-sex marriage, and lack of family rapport, stating that with a marriage course, those that will enter into marriage will be exposed to marital issues, experiences, church tenets, which will enable them build their homes. Speaking shortly after the mass, the member-elect for Agwatatu constituency, Mr. Oke Okoye, said God instituted marriage, which is expected to be a sacred vessel to demonstrate love, peace, unity, and justice, which is seen in the life of the celebrants, stating that they have sponsored up to 20 newly wedded couples in marriage.
A union between a man and a woman that has to anchor on one man, one wife.
A chieftain in Ekulobia, Chief J.J. Ezo Kafo, and a brother to Mrs. Okonkwo, Reverend Father Professor Anthony Cheboka, maintained that it is always a thing to rejoice seeing families who attend jubilees, but it pains when families fail, noting that it is important to demonstrate.
We say congratulations to them. Moving on, 4 people were killed and 2 injured in Australia after a gunman opened fire last night in the city center of Darwin, police have confirmed. A 45-year-old man has been taken into custody, and police say there are no further public threats. Superintendent Gavin Kennedy from the Northern Territory Police said they were investigating at least 5 crime scenes in the city. Police had earlier shut down parts of the city and alerted the public an armed offender was on the loose. Prime Minister Scott Morrison said the attack was not believed to be terror-related. And on sports news, Super Eagles coach Gennett Rowe has admitted that he is facing a selection headache as his team step up preparations for the Africa Cup of Nations starting June 21 in Egypt. The Eagles have started training in Asaba, Delta State, with 25 players, including Captain John Obi-Mikel, working out. Ross said that it will be a hard thing to do, but it has to be done. Speaking on the impressive early turnout of players, Ross said it was a sign the Eagles are ready to work hard and win the tournament. And we're wishing them well as they prepare. And that's just about it. But remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV online. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website www.absradiotv.com. And the main news again. Information Commissioner Adinoba has reiterated need for caution in the use of internet to distribute false information. As Muslims mark Eid al-Fitr celebration, religious leaders have harped on promotion of peace, unity, and love. Presidential Task Force on Apapa Gridlock has released operational guidelines, cautions against disobeying procedures. And from the foreign scene, 4 persons have been killed as lone gunman opened fire in an Australian city. And that's just about it on the news. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Nonye Ngokoye. Good morning.